Hi, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rod's Views, where you get uncontaminated, direct, thoughtful, and insightful commentary on the affairs of the day. So, let me do a reflection on the Mzansi movie as it's unfolding um, for the past week, my take on it. And the movie went on a roller coaster again the past week. Firstly, um, the state continued to first go this way and then it went that way in dealing with the, the issue of the Zamazamas or the underground miners. And now the courts have also entered the fray. So, take my word, this saga might not end well. The second uh, movie issue is that last Friday the president announced a plan to deal with the grisly drama around the contaminated foodstuffs sold to by informal traders or spaza shops, or as it's known, particularly um, in poorer communities, um, and where a number of our children died as a result of eating some of those things. Well, the president announced a plan, but soon thereafter, those who know but more than us about these things and who's got practical experience about it, they started punching holes in that plan. So again, I ask, who advises the president to announce a plan like that, and on top of it, on a Friday night? Then the third little movie that's playing out is our economy. So once again, our inflation rate continues to decline, um, and Reserve Bank reduced the repo rate by another 25 basis points, but still too many South Africans remain unemployed and the food prices remain high. So that movie is also playing out. Then the fourth um, little plot is things continue to wobble within the Red Berets or the EFF, with an insecure Julius Malema doing whatever to keep the ship afloat. And now they've seemingly banned Mzansi Movie from attending their upcoming elective conference or even standing for office. So the question is that implosion within the ANC, within the EFF, is it going to happen sooner than what was expected? Then the fifth little scene that's playing out in Mzansi is in our football, where the unfancied Magezi Football Club beat my favorite team, local team, Mamelodi Sundowns, to win the Carling Cup against expectations. And then in the Cape, Bafana um, packed the Cape Town Stadium, great atmosphere, and they beat South Sudan convincingly. Um, but that seemingly happened against the wishes of those who still got the knives out for SAFA. So that football little story is also playing out. Then the sixth issue is at a conference in Gauteng the past week. Again, the head of the NPA, Advocate Shamila Batoyi, again made the case for why her organization is so ineffective in getting high ups, bringing them to book, those who've been mentioned in the Zondo Commission, and getting them convicted and thrown into jail. So that part of the movie also played out over the week, during this week. And then in the Cape, the seventh little movie that's playing out in the Cape, I think in the leafy Camps Bay, some of people who must look after law and order, policemen, they were arrested for allegedly stealing about 20 million in jewelry from a house. And then also in the Cape, the eighth little movie that's playing out, this time was during a local government by-election, where that happened in the crime-ridden and poor area called Menenberg. And here the DA continued to give the other political parties a bloodied nose. So if you looked at it, if all of those parties, smaller parties, had to work together, collaborate, then the candidate would have won. But again, the DA won, in spite of the fact that a lot of Muslim people live there, and people march for free Palestine, etc. So that movie will unfortunately continue like that, where local people, especially in the Cape, continue to work for the DA, especially the smaller parties not work together. And then our matric exams. Again, there were issues around it. This time, about 967 candidates, they sat for the geography paper 2, and it was set by a private assessment body. So those candidates had to be quarantined, because it was discovered that questions worth 79 marks were incorrect. What does that say about those exams? Then the 10th movie where that South Africa's got a big interest is in the Middle East. So it took another turn this time. This time the International Criminal Court, they issued a warrant of arrest for the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and his Minister of Defense. This guy used to be the Minister of Defense, for them to be arrested. And that would be a huge thing if they ultimately get arrested. And I wonder in what country would they get arrested. And then the 11th part of this movie is up in Joburg, where things are seemingly disintegrating. People are not getting this kind of services that they need. There are potholes, there are dilapidated buildings, people not getting water, etc., etc., etc. So what happens there? The councillors, including the mayor and the executives, they voted for salary increases for themselves. Talk about getting your priorities mixed. And then the 12th little scene or little movie that's playing out is that the pharmaceutical and biotechnical giant, what's it called, Bayer, they had to recall a batch of contraceptive pills over a mix-up. They say a mix-up, because it could compromise its birth control efficacy. So I can smell possible legal action against them, if especially if somebody gets pregnant and they were not supposed to have were not supposed to have been pregnant. So yeah, another week in the Mzansi Movie unfolding. Please share this podcast, Rod's Views. Encourage your friends to do the same. And let's see what this week holds. Salute.